So some of the things that I'm launching right now here in Europe to address some of that. From a consumer side, we're looking at things like pay after delivery. Again, because we have both sides of the coin, we can say, you know what, you don't pay for anything until you receive the goods, you like the goods. In fact, we're going to give you 2 weeks before we even charge you. And we started piloting that here in Europe in the last few months. It has taken off like a house on fire. Because it's one of the biggest reasons people don't shop on the internet is they're afraid that I've paid my money, I've never received my goods, I don't know this merchant, or the shoes don't fit, am I going to get my money back? I don't like what the outfit is, it doesn't look good on me. And this has been a tremendous boost, and such that the merchants are willing to pay for that extra feature as well, pay an incremental fee. So this is where we move the discussion away from standardized rates for merchants and really around value-add services that a merchant can choose to offer as well. Similarly, things like pay upon invoice, small, mid-sized merchants, startups, they don't have big accounting departments. We have an electronic platform now where they can issue an electronic invoice, and then only after the goods are shipped, the person actually who's receiving the goods then clicks a button, we transfer that through that invoice. It's very typical in Germany, for example. It's just the way more business is done there. So it meets primarily a German market need. And then PayPal here, which is, there are many of these, the portable terminals, EMV-capable terminals for taxis, mobile environments, linked directly through the mobile phone into your PayPal wallet. So you get funds immediately from the transfer, and your funds are available straight away. And then this is a new area of business for us. We're now actually loaning money to our PayPal customers. So we just launched in the UK something called PayPal Credit. You can go in and at the point of purchase, if you'd like to borrow some money, either be it an installment, that's primarily how we're positioning it, but we also have revolving credit. You can actually choose a button and say yes. Within a couple of minutes, about 17 fields to fill in, we will approve you immediately for the purchase for a credit. We can do that because we know you. We see how you shop. We know where you've been. How long have you been a customer? We have all that detail. So we can say, well, you know what? You've been a customer for 4 years. We've seen how much you've been paying, how much you shop, meaning your capability to repay. And so we can grant a credit right at that time. We're finding installment is proving much more attractive in this environment as well. So it usually is a large purchase. Somebody's making on the internet. They can then borrow the money, pay it back, say, in 3, 5 installments. And so that's proving quite interesting. And then on the SME side, we're addressing the need, which is access to capital as well. So this is really like a cash advance. So all of our merchants today, they're saying we need some extra money. I'm in the swimsuit. I've opened a website that sells swimsuits, let's say. And it's February now. Nobody's buying them, but I got to buy my stock. So you know what, PayPal, could I borrow some money, please, to buy my stock? And then I'll pay you back as I sell that stock. So you literally, the merchants can go in, they choose their repayment plan. If they don't sell anything on a given day, they don't pay anything back. And it's a flat rate fee that we charge, so it's very transparent in terms of how much they will pay us back. And then it's paid back over whatever period of time. We'll just withhold 10% of their sales one day or 20% until the loan's paid back. And it's proving extremely popular as well as a source of funds. These are small, mid-size, so 50,000, 100,000 loans, those types of things. But I think this is a signal, though, that we in the payments industry actually have a real opportunity to move from a payments provider to a business driver. Last slide really is around the new shiny objects. Again, I'm very excited about this. I worked at MasterCard for years. Trying to get this sort of NFC off the ground, was always a challenge for us, as well as building a sort of a stronger set of security authentication. And for me, and really for PayPal, we're looking at it less from an Apple Pay point of view, which is you need to have the hardware, you need to have the bank that's signed up with Apple to actually do an Apple Pay transaction. And the way we're looking at it as, we will be agnostic to the operating system and the hardware. We don't care, is it Android, is it Apple? Using a token issued by Visa, MasterCard, either, which then runs off the NFC rails. So PayPal doesn't need to build its own acceptance network. And then you've got your wallet. And in there, you can add your bank. We can access your PayPal credit. You can access your balance on your PayPal wallet from sales you may have made as a seller, and or Visa, MasterCard credit and debit and prepaid cards. For me, that's going to be the joy, I think, around tokenization, is that security that's in the middle is sufficient, that it separates the parties sufficiently, such that financial data is not being passed to the merchant, which is why 3DS was developed to separate the information, so that it was only the bank that was authenticating. The merchant wasn't actually part of that authentication process, so that sensitive data wasn't being shared. It's a very similar mindset. It's just allowing to do that in the physical environment as well as the online. And this will work for online as well. So we will look at that as another alternative to 3DS. That sort of does it. This is really, again, this is our vision, is to move beyond just a payments provider for shopping on eBay, which now is a minority of our transactions, to a full payments provider. So funds in, funds out, salaries into your PayPal wallet, funds out through either plastic or tokens, and then providing credit and money management services. That's sort of our future, and that's where we want to find it. So, thank you.